Hello and welcome to the Nerd Dome Podcast, Episode 2. I am Luke, and I am here tonight with Ryan, Edgar,
Hola!
and Charles. Last week,
Yeah, that's me, driving in the car.
Sam isn't with us this time because he's decided that driving through the woods in Washington, the state, is a better idea. And Mr. Edgar here decided to drop out on us last minute last time, so he's one of the original cast, but making his first appearance in episode 2.
Couldn't find his mask.
Who's this Edgar you talking to?
The masked podcaster.
For everyone listening, he's got a luchador mask on with a white mane for reasons unknown. Yeah, go ahead.
Now on chapter 6 of the podcast.
You still with us, Charles?
Yeah, still here. See, I'm driving, and unlike the guy who happens to drive through the woods, I'm still here. Woods still have internet now?
Yeah, Woods do not have internet apparently. And Charles here would be the owner-operator of a great comic store. So go ahead and tell us about that.
It's called the Nerd Store. We are great, because, I'm part of it. And, Valley Fair Mall, West Valley City, Utah, for those of you who didn't know that I live in Utah.
Yeah, and tell them why at this current moment that it would be imperative for them to shop at your store.
I feel like because my car is about to blow up, it's making a loud screaming noise while I'm podcasting. This might end in a fiery death. And if it doesn't, you should stop there so that I can buy a new car that will give me hope.
for more Nerd Dome podcasts. All right, so we have some news just to go over. There's Stephen Amell, Mr. Arrow, again, is Amelsing. It's a new verb. He's going on the social media sites and dropping little tidbits and hints about stuff just to, get all the nerds riled up about. Last year it was Arrow and like the Batman Superman movies being all linked together, and they're still haven't cleared that up. But he's doing the same thing, talking about he's going to announce some big thing at San Diego Comic-Con this year. So just a heads up for everyone that's listening. He tends to do this, and we really still don't get any specifics from him. I don't know what you guys think about that.
We'll see what he has to announce. The one that made me excited was he's coming to Salt Lake Comic-Con without officially saying it. So that's cool.
That's not what we were talking about, Charles.
It's as strong a rumor as it could possibly be without being actually announced.
What about you, Edgar? What do you think about that? I'm not even sure if you watch Arrow or if that's...
What? Of course I watch Arrow. What the heck, man? It's comic book related.
I thought you were the Batman guy, though.
Oh, yeah, of course, but, it has a little Batman flavor to it. And, Deathstroke is one of my favorite villains, hero, whatever you want to call him now.
Cool.
Isn't Nightwing going to be in the next season of Arrow?
See, that was another rumor that
awesome.
came out that said, yeah, this guy came out and said that, that was the character he was auditioning for, and that's what he was that's what was gonna happen. But then last week I was reading rumors saying that may just be a hoax. It may just be something that he said. So honestly, until we see season 3 and I see Dick Grayson rolling through with the big blue or red bird on his chest, I'm not gonna buy into it too much. But one thing that is going to be awesome is going to be the Flash TV show if the pilot has any bearing on the rest of the show.
So
Don't want to spoil too much.
hold on. Flash. Before we move on to the Flash, I just want to get something across. We just brought up this whole thing about Stephen Amell to say that he has nothing to say.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, he says stuff, but then it never pans out. So.
Right. So we decided to talk about Stephen Amell saying nothing, but
Yeah.
not still okay.
So
Right,
we
Flash.
But yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my boss for you.
Well, yeah, for a lot of people, there's the pilot of the Flash is leaked online, and I'm not saying that I've seen it, but I'm saying that it has been seen, and people have only good things to say about it. So if it pans out like the rest of the show, it's going to be awesome. And there's apparently a bunch of little Easter eggs, especially for DC comic fans to get their inner nerd doing backflip.
Like Gorilla Grodd.
Maybe.
Yeah.
These for DC following Marvel's example.
And it became. Any news that you guys want to bring up?
Yeah, so Bryan Singer has started.
Yes, actually.
Bryan Singer started production on X-Men Apocalypse, which is very exciting. So he's made an Instagram that has a bunch of that stuff on there. And then they're making a new Predator movie, which is not going to be a reboot. It's going to just continue the same storyline, being made by Shane Black.
That's the Iron Man 3 guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's not on Christmas.
And Nathan Fillion does have a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's not going to be Nova like everybody hoped he was going to be.
Yeah. Since he can't be Green Lantern, they decided to do. The first they were like, well, you know who's kind of like the Green Lanterns? The Nova Corps, so let's just drop that one out there to make everybody angry that he's not Green Lantern.
I heard a funny thing the other day that one of the guys was saying that Nathan Fillion should just be Captain Mal sitting in the prison right next to Star-Lord.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
There's a problem with that, though.
Why?
The problem is that would then be Joss Whedon officially announcing that Firefly is in the Marvel universe. It's all one.
And then
really? I get Firefly, but that's excessive.
Hey, J.J. Abrams put R2-D2 in the Star Trek reboot, so...
It's true. Very true. Hey, freaking E.T. was there too.
Yeah, E.T. was in Star Wars.
In Star Wars.
So, there's not a direct correlation. So they can do it. I just wish he would, even if he's Captain Mal, just let him walk by and pick up something and go, ooh, shiny, and then just walk off.
Yeah.
That would make it for me. But, anything else? Anything else to bring up, news-wise?
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon's dead.
That's fine. There have been many Commissioner Gordons.
A moment of silence.
Sad.
The guy that was the voice of Commissioner Gordon on Batman the Animated Series, that was on in the good old 90s, has died. He was 89.
His name was Bob Hastings. So yeah, that's a little bit of my childhood gone, but you know, it happens. Good old. So
To my boy that died. Keeping it real, keeping it real.
all right, so now we can move on to some of the.
A piece of news.
What was that?
Yeah, some news.
I got a piece of news, and it's not movie related.
Then drop it.
It's just straight comic.
Drop the news.
DC just announced a Deathstroke standalone series.
Oh.
What?
Nothing.
No, he said what?
Yes.
Uh, that'd be cool. I just,
Did you not hear me?
yeah, no, we heard you. I just, unless I need to see who the creative team is on it because he does have so like just one of the things that pops into my head when I think of Deathstroke is like the Punisher, and just because the mercenary kind of anti-hero thing, and it's to me it's like with the Punisher I really need a good like it needs to be a good creative team that'll bring something different to the character, that'll bring in like just a different side of the character. Because if it's just the comic book version of a summer blockbuster, then it's gonna be 6 issues of awesome, but then it's just gonna be like okay, okay. The DC needs to get Rucka to write it, Greg Rucka, and then everything
Yeah.
will be fine.
I think they'll do well
Punisher.
on the creative team on this one, considering they've already tried a Deathstroke series and it failed, and they're wanting to bring it back again. They're going to give them their best. Why would they put him like, hey, we know we are.
You just got washed into the Matrix there, Charles.
Yeah, that series they did with Deathstroke for the New 52 was just horrible. And to add that, they added Charlie's favorite artist, Liefeld, on it.
Oh,
Ruined
right, right, right.
even more.
That's the one podcast we will definitely have to go over the art style of the '90s because
Oh, God.
that'll be fun. And then we'll just hope that they don't listen to this and harass us.
Whoa! You forgot about Superman, the image you sent me.
Oh yes.
How could you forget that?
Yeah, the new couple was it about a month ago they released Ben Affleck as Batman costume, just promo shot.
His name is Batfleck.
And then today they released the updated version of Henry. Is it Cavill or Cavill? I always get it wrong, or I hear
Cavill.
it. Is it Cavill?
Cavill.
Henry Cavill. But it looks
Cavill.
pretty much like the same. Cavill. Come on. Well, it looks pretty much the same as the one from Man of Steel. It's got minor alterations to it, like different lines in certain places, but I don't know. The thing looking at it that really struck me was because it's set with him standing there, and he's got like the city backdrop behind him, and it's like very dark and rainy, and like seeing Batman in that setting just feels like that's Batman. But then I don't know, just seeing Superman in that, it just like, and I know Man of Steel wasn't like the lightest, Superman movie that's ever been made. But I was kind of hoping that they would take the character more that way because it's just that's how I've read him over the years, is being being the Boy Scout, being the kind of the nice guy.
And he'll get that way eventually. The problem is they need to make him pay for the shit that happened in Man of Steel.
Tim Howard.
That's exactly what the movie's about. It's Batman v Superman. They're in a court battle, and Batman's suing him.
No, he's right. You're right. That's the title of it. It's the V.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Give that guy a cookie.
Justice. But yeah, I don't know. Like it looks cool. Again, like Man of Steel wasn't my favorite Superman movie.
So Superman Returns was?
Yeah. No, Superman 2. Superman 1 and 2 are pretty, since they filmed them at the same time, and I always watch them back to back. That's my favorite Superman movie, and if you've seen the Donner cut of that movie, where Superman has to fly through the gauntlet, which is awesome. But
Kneel before Zod.
yeah, and Zod. But Yeah, I don't. Again, the Man of Steel, it just didn't sit. Like the whole movie was, it wasn't a bad movie, but it was just like all the way to the end where he's, spoiler alert, Zod is trying to kill people, and he doesn't want to see those people dead, but that uppercut he threw 20 minutes ago that leveled an entire city building, he's fine with that because he didn't have to watch it.
Nobody
And-
was in there.
And,
It was an empty building.
oh, the
He
entire,
used his expertise in the store before he slammed him in there.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's why it always just
It's a child doing something.
right. Like I think that you were seriously glitching through the matrix.
What he said is, it's a child.
I'll stop
So
talking.
yeah,
Movie, that's my favorite depiction of Krypton so far.
oh
Like,
yeah,
I love
yeah.
Krypton in that movie.
I even think Russell Crowe stole that movie as Jor-El. Honestly, I think like he was one of my favorite parts. That and Kevin Costner, that came out of nowhere. I was like, wow, I really liked Kevin Costner in that movie.
No, yeah, I agree with you. He did great.
Yeah,
But back on the Superman's outfit, I like it. The belt is squared off, and there's more symbols, Kryptonian symbols on it.
yeah.
The esque is lower and smaller, and the gauntlets and the rib area thing is all blued out. The boots are changed a bit too.
Yeah, see, like I think,
And he's got his haircut is more of the traditional look too now.
oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I didn't spend that much time looking at the picture and comparing them.
not at all. But yeah, no, I think the suit was always awesome when I was first watched Man of Steel. I was like, oh, this is great. But yeah, I like that it was just little alterations because that's really all you needed to do. You didn't really need to do too much to it because it is pretty basic, and you can't go wrong with underwear on the inside. So
Yeah, it's good.
I was just really confused where the suit came from. Why was it on that ship that was crashed on Earth a million years ago, just waiting for him?
because Superman. Um, okay, so I guess if no one else has any more news or Superman costume thing, we can move on to some books that we've been reading.
I'm good. Let's go.
Acceptable. Charles, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. I just kind of stopped talking because apparently I'm cutting out, so I'm just listening now.
Our first listener.
Yay!
Okay, so I'll start out. Some of the comics that I've been reading since the last time we recorded is I went back and I've been reading Jeff Johns' run on Green Lantern after the New 52 reboot. And just going through that, like just reading the way like that he writes the relationship between Hal and Sinestro is just so good. Like like I was flipping through these, and I've already read them, and being able to read it through and get something else from it was just awesome. And that's what I mark as a good book that I can just pop it out and read it and enjoy it just as much as I got the first one. And I'm glad that they, because we were actually just talking about the new 52 reboot, where it kind of was sort of not at all, especially when it came to Green Lantern. So yeah, that, and I've also been reading Batgirl from the Death of the Family run, Gail Simone's, and the issue I just last read was one that actually ties into our graphic novel that we're going to be talking about is The Killing Joke. So and it's Barbara, her not experience, but her interactions with the Joker while the whole time flashing back to what happened to her, that we'll get to later. But it was just like the way they drew it, the emotions that they drew on the face are just awesome. Like you really get what you really get the fear or the fear and anger in her face in just like a small panel, and it's great. That one right there with the eyes, I love it. But yeah. Did we lose Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Maybe when he gets his computer back up, we'll send him another invite because we're all about integrity here at the Nerd Dome podcast. Edgar, go. What's some books that you've been reading?
Well, actually, I've been since I want to prep myself up again. I've just finished reading Batman Year One, and of course, The Killing Joke. And soon I'm going to be reading Batgirl Year One. Yeah.
When who's the writer on that one?
It's Scotty Betty, Chuck Dixon. Huh? Yes? Anyone? Anyone? No? Okay. And, well, of course, I've been reading my American Vampire. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, that's American Vampire's great. I need to get the next volume. I just have volume 1. But yeah, it's Raphael Albuquerque, his art on that, and Scott Snyder.
Oh, yeah.
It's Scott Snyder, so that's an instant buy for me anyway. So
Of course.
yeah. So tell everyone kind of about like what about like why you decided to reread Year One and what about it that you liked.
Oh, okay. Well, I always liked the artwork of it. The storyline itself, it's just so beautiful and romantic. On 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 Gordon's aspect of his life, that's how I take it. It's more of his story coming to Gotham and seeing how ugly it is, and just running into his daily problems at the police station. And we got Batman running around, well, kind of Batman running around. And, well, of course, the introduction of Catwoman in there. Well, Selena Kyle is the prostitute in there.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's one of the reads I have to keep going to every other time.
Yeah. See, I've seen the animated one that they made, Batman Year One, and I've skimmed through the comic. I don't know what if there's that much of a difference between the two, but well, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's well, Frank Miller did it, of course. It's one of the guys I love, and well, they cherry-picked some ideas from Batman Year One. You could get at the Nerd Store, Valley Fair Mall. So you could read and find out more goodies about the mob. Oh, and if you're reading the current Batman stuff, there's someone in here that makes an appearance. So I don't want to spoil it for anyone out there.
Good. All right. Since I think we may have lost Charles, and I don't know if we have a way of getting him back. Oh, hold on. I lied. There's a way we can get him back.
Yes, there is.
But Brian, what about some of your things that you've read?
So last time, as I was leaving Luke's house, he started throwing comic books at me as I walked out the door. One of them was this here, Blackest Night. And
Green Lantern, Blackest Night.
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm not a DC person, so I don't read DC that much, but Luke convinced me. Because I have this thing about reading things in order, but Luke convinced me that if it's DC, it doesn't matter if I read it out of order. So
What?
I've been reading that, and I've been halfway through it.
Am I wrong? Am I really that wrong?
Uh,
When it comes to big story arcs, yeah, but like,
no, you could jump in almost any place now with the new 52. You're okay.
yeah, especially with the new 52. But I thought, it's Jeff Johns, and that's really and he's read Rebirth.
Oh, right on, right on.
So I thought that if he's read Rebirth, he kind of has the base knowledge of what to go on. So then he could do that. And then when
Another
he
we should try is the Flash.
what was that?
Is Flash?
Oh yeah, yeah. The new ones.
No, the old Flash. Jeff, he wrote the Flash as well.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. I don't know why I was thinking you were talking about like Mark Wade old Flash stuff. But yeah, anything else? Any of the other X-Men that you
I'm
read?
still just reading X-Men all the time.
What was the last X-Men you read?
Oh. It wasn't
Integrity and quality. I actually have
I've been watching a lot of True Blood. Does that count?
No.
Here's to you guys. I promise it's water.
I've been also read this from something that Edgar let me borrow was Trinity by Matt Wagner and colored by Dave Stewart and lettered by Sean Connaught. I guess that's how you'd say it.
Cannot. Kunut.
Connaught. Connaught. But it's pretty much it's a Wonder Woman kind of like a first meeting, like a first of the three, like their first little mission that they go on together. It's obvious that Batman and Superman know each other already, but it's the first time Wonder Woman is being introduced to either of them, and it's I really enjoyed it. It was again one of the ones that I was just like flipping through like crazy when I was reading it. Yeah, and Edgar, I know you've obviously read it. What are some of your thoughts on it?
Oh, when I first heard they were going to do a Justice League movie or just these guys, the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the first thing that popped into my mind was Trinity. I wish they would have gone with this story to introduce the whole Justice League.
Yeah.
Especially at the very end, where Batman meets someone else.
Yeah. I really liked the art in this really reminds me of Chris Samney and his work on Daredevil right now.
Yes.
Really what kind of, because I love Daredevil, so it was just something that I was like, oh, I'm used to looking at stuff like this. and it was just like, so I said that wrong, wrong. But I guess it's just like I wasn't focused on something different to pull away from the story, so I was able to absorb the story a little more. But yeah, and it's good. I would suggest it to anyone. Plus, you get to see Batman stealing one from Wonder Woman when she's not really not really expecting it. So, Charles, now that you're back,
Sorry to interrupt. Luke, I got something for you too. Then, hopefully, if you're interested, Batman and the Monster Men.
And the Monster Men?
Oh yeah.
Such a DC title. I love it.
Or Batman and the Mad Monk.
The Mad Monk. See, again, such a DC title. It's awesome.
I mean, look at this. Look at this cover. I don't know if you can see it, but look, check it out.
It's very
Does this look familiar, Charles?
Charlie? Very glary.
It looks familiar.
It doesn't translate into audio very well.
Dang.
But, Charles, what books have you been reading since we last recorded?
I have been reading book, singular. I've been too damn busy setting up for con to read, which sucks. But I got caught up on Manifest Destiny while while I was gone, and that was good. That was really good.
Give everyone kind of a, because I know it's a lot of people. It's not like a big
It's an
book that's
indie.
like on the mind. Just kind of give like a little rundown of what the book's about without giving too much away.
Lewis and Clark's Expedition and mythical creatures.
Ah.
It's
Dun,
that
dun,
simple.
dun.
They're sent out. Lewis and Clark are sent out to go explore the West, as they were. But
The Superman Lois Lane?
I was gonna say, is Dean Cain in it?
but what they discover and what they're having to deal with is part bull, minotaur, centaur creatures that have a buffalo head, and then weird moss that turns people into zombies, more or less.
From when Charles had told me about this earlier, he when he was explaining the moss. I don't know if you guys read any of Scott Snyder's Swamp Thing, but there's a thing in there called the green.
Yeah.
The first thing that popped into my head was the moss and man bear pig. But
Right. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that this book is a collection of a ton of just different other people's ideas put into one.
in collaborations like that, I think can really bring bringing in a lot of ideas like that gives you a lot more room to just kind of morph them together. I guess that's not really the word I'm looking for, but really work off each other. I guess, and yeah, and
Yeah, well,
rhyme.
where they're going with it, the next thing we get introduced to is a giant river frog. So
Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
it kind of sounds like ye old westy version of almost like Fable. Like they're running into all of the. I don't know if any of you guys read that.
Yeah. I read Fable a while back. Pretty good.
Oh, that's someone you should get to try and come to Comic Con, Charles. Get Bill Willingham, because that would be amazing. But
All right. I'll see if they care about my opinion.
remember, knock.
Because so far, I don't know that they do.
Remember, just knock something over, and that'll prove your point.
And blend into the crowd.
Blend into the crowd. All right. Anyone else have any other books they want to talk about? Anything they're excited about coming out? Anything that just
Grayson.
what was that?
Grayson #1 comes out next week.
Dick Grayson?
Dick
Yes.
Grayson.
That dick.
That day.
If you don't know Nightwing, you don't know Dick.
Funny.
Yeah, no, that's that one. After reading the Nightwing #30, like I was confused because I was like, who are these people and why do I care? But then at the end, you're like, it's a good setup. That's a good
Nightwing
setup.
30 is Grayson 0.
So yeah, I think I'll check it out.
No, you will. Check it out.
I think I'll
It
check it
will be on your hold, right?
It already is on his hold. He just doesn't know it.
out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just I have so much when I read, it's just so much Batman stuff from DC. If it's not Green Lantern, it's Batman. That's pretty much, and then because I count Harley Quinn as Batman universe stuff. So it's just
The
I don't
Batverse.
know. I don't know if I'm ready to commit myself to another Bat Universe book. You know what I
You
mean?
are,
If
No,
it's
you are. You truly are.
it's gonna be different than maybe, but I'm definitely gonna check out the first issue or two and see how it goes. But I guess now we can move on to our graphic novel of the week, which is The Killing Joke. And do you have the book with you, Charles?
I do, and did. It's in my car.
Because I'm trying to remember the artist on that book. You have it, don't you, Edgar?
Yep. Let's see. There's Alan Moore, Brian Boland, and John Higgins. and I only paid $3.95 for this.
What a bargain!
Oh yeah.
So let's just go around and kind of just give general impressions of what we thought about this book without giving too much away, and then we'll say, spoilery, and then we'll go into more of the stuff
good.
that actually happens.
Oh, good. Spoilery. I like spoilery.
Yeah, that's the fun part. So, Edgar, go ahead,
What? Why me?
because you got a mask on.
And
Oh.
you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first, I love the artwork. The coloring of it's so great. The story's intriguing. Sir, pay attention. Charlie, up here. What? Oh.
Focus, fellas, focus.
Okay. Yeah. Oh man, sorry.
You gotta give me something to focus on.
Jim Gordon's Pecker is on this.
What?
I don't know if you guys have the same version as I do.
Is what?
Way to derail. Way to derail.
It's. I swear to God, it's like herding cats.
Good lord.
Remember, Edgar, this is audio.
Yes.
Audio. Because we can see each other does not make this is not audio.
What kind of witchery is this?
It's science.
Science! No, there's so many levels onto this book. I mean, first we get to see kind of a little glimpse to Joker's past, if he's telling the truth. The way Batman comes off into this conversation with the first page of hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about, interrogating the guy. It's like if they had a long history, personal relationship, which I have to tell you about some other story. If it's kind of oh, sorry, I'm sidetracked again. Sorry, Jesus Christ on a cracker.
Good lord, man.
It's the mask. It's the mask, I tell you, dude. Luke, go ahead, man. I'll interrupt you.
Okay. My overall opinion is this. It's got to be one of the, or if not the top Batman story arc out there. Just because, like, to me, it really epitomizes everything that I like when it comes to Batman comics, and just because some of the best parts of Batman are the villains. And getting to see into what the villains kind of, I guess, the thought process and little snippets of the past that you're not sure if that's the real past or if it's if it's just him being crazy, and and pulling in other members of the Bat universe, and I don't know. It's just, again, everything in it was dark, and it did give you the Joker, Joker's in your room at night and you wake up, he could give you a brand new car or he could stab you in the throat. You don't know. That's one thing that I just kind of felt got pushed in this book, and that's why I enjoyed it. So
There could be other reasons that Joker could be in your room at night. Anyway, that gave me an awesome idea to freak you out.
No,
I have an awesome Joker
that
costume.
would be horrible. You may get a hammer of Thor thrown at your face.
Well, I mean, okay, look, and another thing is, well, everything I agree with everything you said, and most people just think of Joker as this loose cannon, but in this book, he is a loose cannon, but there is something behind everything he does. He's already thought about everything. I mean, this would be an awesome movie and very disturbing. More of the Joker fans would be just all over this. I mean, if Heath Ledger would have gone this route, could you imagine?
Oh my
Just
god,
the
Ledger's
process.
Joker
Yeah.
and the Killing Joke? Oh,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how you get this passed through through the rating
We
system.
didn't say it actually happens. Just it would be awesome.
It would be. Charles, what about you? What's your basic overview slash history with this book?
All of those things you guys said. Can we spoil it yet?
Yeah. Okay. Ryan can jump in since he's just waiting for the spoils. Go ahead.
So I like that. I like Batgirl. As my phone goes off.
Hey, Luke, put your cell phone on vibrate. I'm gonna send you something. You too, Charlie.
My phone's dead.
I like that
Oh.
it gives the foundation of Oracle, kind of Batgirl going into Oracle. I really like that it's Joker's origin story, and I like that it's kind of been adopted as the real origin story, but Joker himself is going on, and I like that one line in it. If I'm going to have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice.
Yeah, that was.
Like, I really like that, and that's me. I like how it crossed over into other things too. I mean, you mentioned Heath Ledger. Even in The Dark Knight, he told a bunch of different origin stories for this. I mean, the themes of this pass over into Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, which are the two best Batman games ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Charles, I will let you lead the charge into our spoil section. If you haven't read this book, that's I don't know how old, but still,
And screw you guys.
Still thought it would be nice to put up a little warning prior to this. So go ahead.
Well, again, the Barbara Gordon getting shot, that was freaking sweet. The big thing for me is... Yeah, shut up. Was.
Things only said when referring to comic books.
I can say it to anything. It's just it's fucked up when you say it to other things. The big thing for me, did Joker die at the end?
Oh.
Jumping straight
For
there.
me, yes. Yes.
What's your guys' opinion? Is the Joker dead at the end?
I say yes.
I say no.
No?
No. That's just like, especially if you read what Mr. Crazy Alan Davis says about the stuff, but I don't know. I don't think he is, honestly. Just because that's not, even though he has pushed that far and done that much, I still don't think that would happen.
Even with that opening dialogue between the two?
Yeah.
I guess monologue, really.
Yeah. No, even with that, I still don't think that he did. I can see the argument towards it 100%, but I just don't. When I got done reading it, my first instinct was no, oh, he's dead.
That was mine. See, my first instinct was, oh shit, Joker just died.
See, the joke was the best. About the two cons escaping, trying to jump across the roof. That was one of my favorite things. But really, the thing that I loved showing the sadistic nature of the Joker was he shot Commissioner Gordon's daughter in front of him. Beat the hell out of him. And then, after he's drugged up, been tortured, dragged around naked, he's forced to go through the tunnel of love to view photos of his shot, suffering, naked, bleeding out daughter to drive him crazy.
Yeah. That for me was the best part. That stayed with me more than the shooting itself.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It was crazy. Like when I first read it, it really was. It really just like I had to go back like a couple times. Like it even got me when they were doing the when they were doing she was found, there's this camera lens or whatever, but there was no camera there, and I was like, what the hell are they talking about? And then like flipping through those pages and just kind of like, oh, what? No way did he do this. And then having to read it again, just be like, it's bad. But yeah, so you got any spoilery stuff, Edgar? No?
What? Sorry, I blanked out. I was reading
You're
the end of the
holding
comic.
the desk.
I was reading the last panel of the comic book, and I was like, "It's here, man! You see Batman's hand on his Joker's neck here. Joker's laughing, and then there's just the sirens. There's nothing else. No more Joker. He's down.
And it's just silence, and then the rain puddles up.
Yeah.
And there's no more.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
And did you get the picture?
Yes, there is a panel in there where
No, but does your comic book have it?
I don't know. Charles has mine.
Ah.
It's in my car.
But yeah. So anything? Oh, and anyone have anything more to say? Killing Joke, other than buy it, read it immediately.
Yeah, that thing from the nerd store.
That's where I got mine.
Yeah.
Right here at the nerds.
Audio, Edgar. Audio.
We just need to disable his camera. So.
Seriously.
Eventually, we will class this podcast up a little bit and do some actual in-room recording, but that'll be a little ways down the road. Okay, so in our first podcast, we went through some of our favorite villains that we had and like why they were our favorite villains.
Heroes.
Just that's right, heroes. I'm sorry. Thank you. Why they were our favorite heroes and how we could relate to them. So we decided this one we would do villains. And to save us some material for another podcast, we left our top 5 list with only 2 Batman villains because down the road we're going to have a Batman fest and it's going to be all Batman. So I thought this one would be a little different, that we could kind of throw some curveballs in there and stuff that maybe a lot of people wouldn't think about, or some people that would want to know. So, Ryan, do you want to start with your number 5?
Sure.
Okay.
My number 5 is Doomsday, because Doomsday killed Superman, and I thought it was awesome.
All right. Anybody that kills Superman, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Took his mullet out.
Because I really like Superman, and then I remember when that first came out, and it was just so cool that something could kill Superman. Because I have this evil part of me that really likes it when the villain wins. So it was just awesome that somebody finally killed him.
Yeah. I remember that being a big deal, and because I have a twin brother growing up, and he was Superman, everything, and so when he died, and I was able to go, he's dead. And then I was like, wait, hold on, maybe I should look to see who killed him. But yeah. Yeah, so it's a good solid number 5 at Doomsday. Anyone else have anything to say about him?
Doomsday's a pretty good character. Can't be killed twice in the same way. It's it's something unique, I think. I don't know anyone out there that can't die the same way.
Yeah.
There's a villain in Absolution that actually can't die. You can't even try and kill him the same way twice. So.
It wasn't a really good original idea for a character at that time, though.
Touche. And again, he killed Superman, and I hate Superman, so yay.
All right, Edgar, you're number 5.
My number 5, people might call him the Dark Seed or the Dark Side.
Saeed?
Jaws? Dark
What?
Side or Dark Seed?
Either way, I don't care. I know who you're talking about.
In the
Dark Side.
house. No, I love the Dark Side. He's one of the best villains for the Justice League. On the New 52, that was the best way to start off the title. Bring in the heavy guns right off the bat, and you'll know that you're not this guy's not to be played around with.
Yeah, no, I really liked it too because I was like, he's one of the threats that with the Justice League what they go up against. Because sometimes they go up against with stuff you're like, well, Superman could take care of that. Why do they need the whole league to take care of that? I don't get it. But with Darkseid, that was one where you were like, oh, no, they would need that. They would need all those people and all those minds to take down this guy. I've always liked him, and plus, Jack Kirby. So.
Oh yeah, of course, New Gods and all that. But my first love affair with Darkseid was with the Super Friends, or Challenge of the Super Friends. Yeah, that love affair.
Aquaman. Aquaman. Yeah, no, that's Darkseid is another good solid villain up there. Like I think I don't know with you guys, but honestly, my top 5 could go anywhere in the top 5. Like it was really hard to nail down 5 through 1 for me because I like them all pretty much equally.
My number one's pretty easily number 1.
Well, okay, let's do your number 5 then, Charles.
All right, number 5 would be the Sentinels.
Just one,
Okay.
Charles. Just
okay, Sentinel number 14. I don't.
Yeah, he was great.
Do I have to choose a certain one?
Well, you wouldn't choose a Guardian of the Galaxy, so I suppose
Yeah.
you can choose the entire Sentinels.
Yeah, all the Sentinels. All of them.
Sentinels,
All of them.
including Nimrod.
All of them.
Leon.
See, now you're talking to the X-Men guy. So why do you like the Sentinels? What about?
I cleared the Sentinels on this one, alright? I was still good. God damn it. I can't even get... it's moving on. That's it. No one cares why I like him.
No, we care. We care.
You don't.
Because he's a metallic, big metallic purple thing.
Yes, who doesn't love giant metallic purple things?
Yeah.
I know, I do.
Kill people.
All right. I guess I will go with my number 5. Who's just looking at our list? I think he may be the newest villain. I picked Gore, the God Killer from the Thor: God of Thunder series that Jason Aaron's writing right now, and he's on a planet that worshipped. He's from like a planet that worshipped these gods, and then his planet went into famine and ended up being destroyed. So he has this rage towards all gods of any planet, of any time, of any culture, and his mission is to kill them. And it takes Thor from 3 different time periods: young Thor, Avenger Thor, and like old
Thor.
Odin style Thor to fight and defeat him, and they barely were able to pull it off. And he's just like, the way they draw him, it's kind of like a more like if Spawn and Voldemort from Harry Potter were the same person. That's pretty much, and just like the visuals alone really got me on it. Just like it's very beautifully painted by Yasad Rivik with all the like black tendrils and stuff like that. He was just like, you see him and you're like, this is a bad guy. And you usually with like a lot of high powered bad guys, you don't have, they're just powerful and they're just like, yep, I'm powerful, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. And there's nothing really with it, I guess. Like when with Gore, it was like you saw him and you're like, oh, this guy could be like, yeah, it would take 3 Thors to beat this guy, and he's not sitting in a throne sending minions. He's doing everything himself. And that I don't know. That's just me. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Charles, you want to go with your number 4?
Oh, skipping straight to me, not going round table style. All right. All
Yeah.
right.
I like to throw curveballs sometimes.
All right. All right. All right. Well, my number 4 is Negan from the Walking Dead series, actually. He's the newest villain on the Walking Dead comics, not the TV show. He's not there yet. Anyway, he's just fucked in all the right ways.
Again, only things that can be said reading comics.
Yeah, really though. I mean, as far as a villain goes, he's insane, and you can tell that in reading The Walking Dead, there's been villains such as the governor who you could tell at one point was a good guy that got kind of steered the wrong way, always thought he was doing good, and occasionally just kind of became crazy and messed up. Negan is very much the opposite. He was never even kind of a good guy and just always effed up. And the dude goes on a freaking killing spree. He's got a bat named Lucille that he wraps in barbed wire, and he pretty much he rubs his dick on it at some points in time.
What?
And the thing that really makes me love the character is the person that he kills, which I don't know if I want to spoil it for everyone.
Yeah, you should not.
No.
Alright, fine. But it's so good. Anyway, alright, Negan's my number 4.
Okay, Edgar. Your number 4, good sir.
It's got to be Mr. Sinestro. Awesome guy. Sweetheart. Lovable character. You know, trying to rule the world, and his dictatorship I could see in myself and Charles.
Yeah.
And it's a great yang to whatchamacallit's yang, Hal Jordan's yang.
Hal Jordan's yang.
Concentrate, guys. Concentrate. You know what? Next. Pervs.
I'll go next. Herding cat. That needs to be the tagline for this episode. Nerd Dome Podcast episode 2, Herding cat.
I think so, yeah.
My number 4 is Magneto, and I know other people have him probably further up on the list, but he's a great character. Going to like just like digging deep into his character, and again understanding that he has a reason behind the way he's doing things and the way he thinks things should be done. It's not just chaotic madness like Joker. I don't know. That's just what drew me to him personally. So, and you want to go with your number 4, Ed?
Yes, my number 4 has the biggest yang of them all.
Oh my.
Oh my. My number 4 is Galactus. No. No. The Lego game. No. I really like his origin story. I really like that the Phoenix Sword, who's one of my favorite things, took him and the previous universe stuffed it all into him to save it, and then he became Galactus because of that, and he's a force of nature. Creepy Batman thought Galactus would eat you. But yeah, I really like his origin story. I really like that he's a force of nature, and one of my favorite Galactus moments is when the Marvel zombies eat him. I thought that was very ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go again with my number 3.
This is chaos.
Fucked in order.
Isn't it great? My number 3 is the Riddler, which a lot of people, in Batman's Rogues Gallery really don't put him up way too high just because he.
Jim Carrey.
Carrey, yeah.
Yeah, the way he's been portrayed has been, eccentric, just leaving questions, and like the Arkham games, he just leaves little boxes everywhere, little question marks, and that's about it. But lately, I've really liked the way that, because I always imagined the Riddler like the dude from Saw. Like that's what I'm like. If you wanted to fit him into the, because like when he's just being whimsical, he might as well be one of the Flash's rogues. But in Gotham, you got to step your game up. But lately they have, and I just always thought like maybe like him as the dude from Saw with Batman would be fantastic. Asking him riddles and stuff like that. I just always liked it, and I'm glad to see him kind of getting his time to shine in the Batman books currently.
I still think Adam West Riddler was the best Riddler.
Actually, I do kind of agree with you. His personality was pretty good for it.
We can
Jim
all
Carrey.
agree that Scott Snyder Riddler's the best.
Of
Jim Carrey.
course.
I love Jim Carrey's Riddler. I really, truly love Jim Carrey's Riddler.
For what
Batman Returns.
it
Batman
wasn't.
Forever was an amazingly terrible movie, but amazing nonetheless.
He was good in it, but it's the part where he got at the end with the leotard and the little.
It's amazing.
What do you have against Jim Carrey and the leotard, Luke?
That in the, what was it? He put the little birthmark on his face. I was like, what
And
is
his wang.
You have problems with Jim Carrey and a leotard. We get it. Just admit it.
It's okay. Then we'll move on. You're number 3,
Was
Charles.
it because it's
My
raining?
number 3. My number 3 is actually stepping out of comics. Azrael from Dogma.
That's great. You could have gone with the comic version.
I could have. I didn't.
Okay, and why is he your number 3? Not just because he's badass.
Why not? You got a problem being badass?
No, dig a little deeper. Audio.
All right. No, he's my number 3. I really truly love the character. He's you might get this about me. He's someone that just wants to watch the world burn. He's just pissed off and just wants to watch the world burn. He also makes one of my favorite jokes of all time, which kind of puts him up there as being a pretty good villain in my opinion, because he can joke while he's killing people and make me laugh at the deaths of a bartender.
So he's basically the Joker of Dogma?
Yeah, basically. No, just a demon. That's not the only difference.
Less clowny, more demon-y.
Yeah. He also, controls 3 demon freaking hockey kids to go kill people.
Seriously, the Matrix is after you today. They're trying to bring you back. All right, Edgar. What's your number 3?
Well, I gotta agree with you. That's with the Riddler, man. That's what they're doing with him right now in the comic books. It's just much better. I would have loved to have seen him in Christopher Nolan's Batman universe as a little bit of like a 7, little mix in there. That
Yeah.
Riddler would have been awesome. But again, Hollywood just never listens to me.
Do you actually write it down, or do you just scream it in your room by yourself?
I scream it to Batman.
That would probably be where the breakdown occurs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I know you guys can't see this, but you could get this at the nerd store.
The Greg Capullo Riddler.
Yes,
Yeah, that's awesome.
it is. It's beautiful.
All right, Ryan.
My number 3 is Apocalypse, and I'm so excited for this next X-Men movie because I love Apocalypse so much. I hope he does it awesomely. But I like Apocalypse because I like his origin story. I like that he was the first mutant. I like that he has the alien technology going on too, and he's in every time. And time travel is closely associated with him, which I think is a cool concept. And I really like that he takes these heroes and then just makes them evil. Like he takes Angel and turns them into Archangel, and he takes Gambit and turns them into Death. And I mean, I like that he does these things. I mean, with Mr. Sinister going on with that kind of thing too, like take part of his origin. I like how he takes these good people and turns them into something awful and sicks them on their teammates.
Cool. I had a question for you guys. The normal Joe public, do you think they'll get confused with Darkseid, Thanos, and your character?
An Apocalypse?
Darkseid, Thanos, and Apocalypse are all the same character anyway.
No, just for your average Joe. It's like, didn't we see him in this other movie? Or because they do have similar traits to them.
Oh, yeah.
And because the average public is stupid.
Well, is
The Nerd Store did not claim that. That was a personal opinion of Charles.
Yeah, we do not condone that. No, I can see, like, especially the Apocalypse and Darkseid one. I remember first seeing those. I was like, but didn't I just keep, like, oh, okay, now I see the difference. But, yeah, so I guess I'll move on to my number 2. My number 2 is another Batman villain. It's the Scarecrow. I really, really like the way that he just kind of has that, like, well, with his fear toxin and being able to put that into to anyone. If it doesn't, Superman could breathe that in and it would affect him. Reading, I cannot remember the name of the book, but there was the one where I believe it was during the Villains Month, the Batman Scarecrow issue, where it went into his past and showed that his dad was a chemist, and he was originally trying to come up with the fear toxin, but it was a liquid, and the way he would do that would be extract it from his son that he was scaring to death on a daily basis, torturing this kid to get that fear, get the fear juices flowing, and then once he turns it into an aerosol form, that's and the way he looks, he's just got that creepy thing. And Ryan just showed me, I forgot about the Blackest Night when he gets the yellow ring of fear, and it's just like, oh, that's even, why would you give that to Scarecrow? He's already not
perfect.
It's perfect, but he's not right in the head. That is a horrible idea, especially for Batman. What the hell is he gonna do then?
Yeah, that one's pretty good. But how about the Broken City and the other comic book, Scarecrow of Year One?
Oh yeah, with the one where he is getting experimented on and turning into a giant scarecrow monster, which was better. Being able to affect him even though he doesn't have the fear. Just I loved it. All right, Charles, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Lord Vader.
Not my father.
Not your father.
You've been waiting this entire podcast to do this.
Yes, I have. Playing cards close to my chest.
I'm still proud of you for that one. No, it's Vader. How can you hate the dude? I grew up with Star Wars, still love Star Wars. I sit down and watch the 3 Star Wars movies. Yes, there's only 3. I watch them in their entirety about once every 3 months or so.
3 months is too long, sir.
God, why are you holding up a Vader force choking me right now?
It's a whole audio podcast, guys.
Right, and I'm explaining what he's holding. Unlike you, who just hold it and goes, "Look at this thing in my hand."
Look at this thing in my hand, Charles.
He's holding up a giant Vader that was wanting to force choke me.
Yeah, I'm gonna choke you with this in my hand.
All right.
Vader's a very, very good one. Just like, again, villains with purpose, or villains with just other than being I'm a villain always are good for me. So
You're quite out of the box today, Charles.
I loved Vader's his at the end, spoiler, his changes in the way that he
30-year-old movie.
hey, there's people out there that haven't seen it yet. It shocked me when I found this out too, but that's true.
Yeah,
Kids
I
these
can
days.
vouch.
No, but his change of heart at the end when eventually his whole character run is fantastic. And yes, I'm talking Vader and not Anakin.
Excellent.
I just want to make that clear.
All right.
Have you ever read the What If Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi one, where
I have not.
Vader survives?
No.
Oh, it's really awesome. You should read it. It's a comic book, and you should have it at your store.
I will get it and read it. And is that all you're going to tell me about it? Or okay, cool, it's awesome.
I'm going to spoil it for you, and then we can discuss it later.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right, Edgar, you're number 2, good sir.
My number 2 might come to a shock. It's the Joker. He is my number 2 villain.
You switched it up.
Oh!
Look at that.
Oh!
Going rogue.
Yeah.
Going rogue.
That's how I am. I love the Joker, but my number 1 pick, you'll be surprised. And what is there to tell about the Joker? Anyone knows how awesome the Joker is.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna pop up on at least one more list. So
Probably.
so we can talk about it. Talk a little bit more about there, and you can throw in your 2 cents. Ryan.
Number 2,
Yeah.
Magneto.
Magneto. Which is how I used to read it as a kid, and then the cartoon corrected me.
Go cartoons.
Yeah.
I really like Magneto. I really like his backstory. And one of the things that I like the most is that this guy slowly becomes what he hates and doesn't really realize it. And I've always kind of liked that, because he becomes like this Hitlerish character, where mutants are the superior race and the blah 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 blah. And I've always liked that he goes that route and doesn't even realize it. And goes a little bit crazy all the way. And I like that he does the whole, I'm a bad guy, but I'm kind of good guy sometimes, and then I'm bad again.
But I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm good and bad, and I'm okay with that.
And one of my favorite scenes with Magneto is when he comes to Utopia after Cyclops has gathered all the mutants, and all the X-Men are out there racing for a fight, and Magneto just walks up to Cyclops and kneels down and says, "You have done what I have always wanted to do and tried to do and fail, so I'm just here to help you."
Cyclops. Boom. Listen to the first podcast. You will know. Awesome. All right, so I guess we're down to the number 1s. My number 1 has been mentioned before, but it's Sinestro. And again, along the lines of Magneto, he's just a guy that he did what he had to do in his mind. That was it. He's like, okay, you guys cannot handle this yourselves. You guys are children. I'm going to come in, I'm going to kick some ass, and I'm going to order. Come in like very, very Eastern Bloc communist. No, you don't know what you're doing. Here, let me fix it for you. But in his, again, his relationship with, Hal Jordan's Wang, Yang, whatever.
No, he is Hal Jordan. He doesn't have a relationship with
that's right.
He is Hal Jordan.
That's right. But no, just the way that story has progressed over the years, especially since Jeff Johns took over and added a little more than cackling bad guy with the widow's peak to the character. I don't know. Like, there's parts where you kind of get behind what he's doing. Like, you get what he did. You're like, okay, I get that. But then also when stuff is explained to him, you still see him, like, there's that moment of hesitation where he still will think and just be like, well, maybe he's right. Maybe I could do it a different way. And I don't know. That's what I've always loved about it, especially since Johns took over writing on Green Lantern and added that depth to the character. And that's just why he's always been my favorite. All right, Charles.
All right, my
Or no, not Charles.
my number one is the Joker.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, surprise, right?
We don't
Again,
have
the whole.
Joker.
No, I'm just gonna skip through it. All right.
Just kidding.
Is that just all right, Edgar? I guess it's
So,
Joker. Joker is my favorite. Again, it's the whole love to watch the world burn mentality. I happen to love villains that are villains to be villains. They don't need to have a point necessarily. His whole point is because he can. Why does he do something? Why not? What does he do? What's his motives? Because he wanted to, and because he thought of doing that at that moment in time. It's a little more calculated than that, but really that's what it is. And then the constant telling of the multitude of backstories for him that you never really know where he comes from. And Nolan's movies actually pushed it over the top for me. Push him to my number one because, again, the writing where he, tells two different stories for how he got his scars. You get two different backstories that tells me so much about the character. Is this dude that really is a mystery to everyone. And why is he doing it? To watch the world burn. Because why not?
yeah, no, that's again. Or there's a reason that he's always like the top of most. He's just, like I said earlier, you don't know if he's going to give you a car or stab you in the throat, and he just brings that, that mystery to a character, even though you know this is going to end bad, you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know exactly how bad, what way,
Yeah.
and he's the perfect villain for Batman. He is like perfectly there for Batman, and the fact that they're constantly talking about, back and forth of the, I'm only doing this because Batman's here and there has to be a counterbalance, and
Yeah. Good. Awesome. Edgar,
I have an opinion.
your mystery number one, if you don't have any more Joker.
Okay. It's a Batman related villain. King Tut.
King
What?
is your number one villain.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
first
no, no,
off-
no, I'm just kidding. No, number one villain is a Superman villain, Lex Luthor.
Oh.
I mean, in a way, I could identify with him. I mean, I would rather help us humans and not rely on. The heck are you doing?
What?
Get up here.
Stop getting distracted by the visual and just talk.
It's a animal here. Lex Luthor is him wanting to be an equal to Superman as merely a man, and all his dastardly deeds he does to ruin human life. Ow! You.
What the
What are you doing?
What the fuck just happened?
Oh, right.
Edgar just died.
All right.
Ow! Lex Luthor. Carry on. Ow.
Okay. Ryan, go ahead and wrap this segment up, please, for the love of God.
Ow!
Professional.
Ow!
Okay. Mine is a game of
Died over here.
Mine is the Dark Phoenix. See the previous podcast for my number one hero. So I really like the Dark Phoenix. This entity becomes drunk with human emotions and goes batshit crazy, and destroys planets and kills billions of people. Broccoli people, and all the other ones. I bet the broccoli people are particularly delicious. And yeah, and then also the whole. My two villains tied together with the Galactus and the Phoenix thing because I like their story. And yeah.
All right. Well, that was
Woo,
fun.
segment over.
All right. That is the last thing I had to really say. Anyone else for the podcast? Anyone else really have any little bits thing they want to throw out there? Any?
I want to know how Charles' first day at FantasyCon was.
My what at FantasyCon?
Your first day at FantasyCon. How did the first day of FantasyCon go for you?
I was tired. I'm still tired. There's a lot. There's a lot more people than I expected. Actually, they got a lot better turnout than I had anticipated. So decent. I'm alright with being there. Somebody bought my Tyrion statue and then returned it. Dicks. But no, I mean we were doing pretty well. I got to go get more belts because I sold out.
Do you want me to get you an all sales or final sign?
Yes. Just put it up there for me. No, I was too nice to the guy. I shouldn't have let him.
See, but that's you get good, honest individuals at the nerd store.
Yeah, I just bitch about you later.
on podcasts that go public.
Yeah, exactly. I'm nice to you, but then I will complain about you later.
All right. Well, I guess unless anyone else has anything to say, we can wrap this up. You got anything, Edgar? Can you breathe?
Yeah, I'm okay now. Thanks for worrying.
You good, old man?
Yeah, I'm good.
Edgar's alive. Okay. All right. Well, for Edgar, Charles, Ryan, I'm Luke. Thanks for listening to the second episode of the podcast, and I promise they will get better.
Yes. They will.
Exit the nerd dome.
Cyclops rules.